Welcome to another edition of the Pantone 294 podcast. We're at it again. We're all in studio. We're all together. We're not lonely today. Alex, Desiree, and myself, Gabriel, we're all here.
We're kind of separating.
Say it again?
We're separated. There's a glass in between us now.
Well, we flip around from different studios, from different stuff.
Well, that's because we're building a new studio in the office, right? You know, it's temporary.
This is exactly why we need to do that studio, because
it's almost there. It's almost there.
It's almost there. You'll be seeing some firsthand some pictures about this in the
You know what? We'll post them on Twitter.
Definitely.
We'll post
Twitter or
update.
Instagram. Yeah,
we could go with Instagram story.
Yeah. We'll set it up. Pantone 294 is that's the Twitter handle or the Instagram handle, and of course the website is pantone294.com. Before we keep going, I don't know if you're hungry. We're pretty hungry here ourselves. Our good buddy from My NY Pizza, the owner, brought us a 28-inch large pizza. It's huge.
It's not large. That's like humongous.
I guess large is an understatement.
And I believe he was stating that they hold the Guinness Book of Records for the largest pizza. I think he said it's like 1 mile, 1.3 miles.
Longest, not largest.
The longest that happened in Fontana last year. I can't remember the month, but yes, that is a Guinness Book of Record because they had to make a pizza that's not only that you make it, but that it's edible. Mm-hmm. And you were definitely able to eat it. It was a all-day process. I don't know if there's pictures, but yes, the city of Fontana, the Auto Club Speedway, holds the record for the longest pizza, and it is on the Guinness Book of Records. Speaking of the Speedway, later on this in this podcast, you're going to hear from our good friend, the comedian Rene Garcia, who is a podcaster. And in that segment, I'm going to be giving away a family 4-pack so you can check out NASCAR March 17th. That's a Saturday. So go check out the festivities. If you've never been to NASCAR, it's a very cool event. Just seeing those cars go 200 miles plus, it's just an incredible thing. It's just it's awesome. I can't even explain it, but stick around for that if you want to go. I'm gonna give you details on how you're gonna be able to win those tickets.
I actually think you may have just lost every single female that watches The Bachelor, because Ari was a NASCAR driver and he did not make people happy the last couple of days. So just saying.
If you're a Bachelor fan, I haven't seen that show, but all right, guys. Well, let's talk about what's going on, Pantone. What's making the headlines right now?
What's new, Des?
You guys were just attending some stuff. You know what? I'm gonna let you guys tell me, what do you guys think the audience needs to know about? What's priority? What's priority?
There's a lot of things this week coming up.
Absolutely.
It's like I haven't slept. I'm tired. We've been traveling, and then this
Friday. As we talked about earlier, you never sleep.
I never sleep. You know what? Tomorrow I have a 5 a.m. meeting.
Nice.
So I shouldn't have, agreed to that. But yeah, we've been traveling a lot. This Friday, we're actually AM 570. We have a sponsorship with AM 570. They're flying us out there to spring training.
Cool.
Yeah, so we are going to be spending the day. They're in a round trip, and we're just going to go and have a good time, watch the game. And it's going to be my first time to spring training before our big spring training trip. Alex went with the team, when was it, like 2 weeks ago? Yeah. So I'm excited to get back over there.
We're going to have a carne asada after the game on the field.
Nice. Just be careful that it doesn't have any performance enhancement drugs.
You know what? I guess at my company, they don't drug test you, so we're good. We're good.
There you go.
Although I heard that, I think in a month, we're required to drug test our employees, right?
Yeah. So employees, we will be doing a random routine drug testing for y'all.
There you go.
Hint.
Cups are coming in, guys. Keep an eye out for that. Okay. But go ahead.
Mexico.
Mexico.
I say tomato. Okay, so we have secured a very awesome venue for our pre-game and after-game party.
La Corcoria. There you go. I want to say it's about 900 feet from the stadium. I reached out to the restaurant. I've been speaking to the owner for the past 2 days. There's no Google images online of the interior of the restaurant.
But we have them.
I have it fits like 600 people. If we push it, like us Latinos from LA, I think we could push 800 people.
Sardines in a car.
Hey,
the more the merrier.
Volkswagen's supposed to hold only 4 people, and they can hold like 10. So yes.
Hey, I've seen a lot of clowns come out of those
Exactly.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday before the game.
We're
gonna try to meet before, have a beer. I know he said he has hamburguesas. It's not hamburgers. It's hamburguesas.
Yes.
He's gonna have alitas. He's gonna like finger food. something
very cool.
for us to eat. Then a couple hours, maybe 2-3 hours before the game starts, we're gonna march together as one big group. We're gonna do that.
Which I feel like that's a tradition. That's an unofficial tradition.
It is.
Of Pantone. If you travel with Pantone 294, that's what they do. It's such a cool thing because you show unity and you show the team that you're there to support the Los Angeles Dodgers.
So we're going to be doing that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But on Saturday, it's the Canelo fight.
Right.
After the game, I believe the game is at 6:10 Mexico time. So that's more or less 3 hours. It puts us at 9 p.m. Back home, it would be 8 p.m., which is around the same time most of the main events start happening, 8:30. So right after the game, it's only maybe a 4 or 5 minute walk.
Go back to the same...
No, we're going to run and then go back to the restaurant and we're going to see the fight. Good thing in Mexico, all the fights are free.
All the fights are on public television.
Yes.
Now, you unfortunately are not going to be able to enjoy the corner talk, which is what happens. It's the fight, and then as soon as the round is over, that 1 minute that the trainer or the cutman talk to the fighter, in Mexico, you see commercials.
Oh.
That's how they basically. That's the
difference.
But
are they kind of like Super Bowl commercials where I'm gonna actually?
Oh no, you're most likely gonna see the same commercial.
Tercel, Unimex.
Probably, whatever the beer is. That's what mainly it's gonna be. It's either Tecate or Corona. I can't remember.
What about Gallo?
No, I think it's Tecate, if I'm not mistaken. But you're gonna see that. Yeah,
Tecate is sports,
guys.
And most likely you're gonna see a Canelo commercial. Let's be honest. So
Guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm really excited because when Alex went to Mexico to watch the Raiders play, he said they serve cup of noodles at the stadium. I'm really excited to eat a cup of noodles.
What? I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing, right? So I went to the Azteca. I've gone the past 2 years when the Raiders played Houston and then the Patriots a couple months ago. They have people, like vendors, going up and down the hills. There's no concession stands like back in... Well, I might be wrong. I've never been to the Monterrey Stadium. It's called the Monterrey Baseball Stadium.
Okay.
I've never been there, right? But at the Azteca, there's no concession stands. Another hint, there's no toilet paper.
What?
Take white? Yes.
Oh, wait, yes,
what? We're gonna put yes.
Desiree.
What?
You got a lot to.
Yes, there's no. You need to take wipes.
Okay, guys, fill me in.
Okay, so I had to go to go to the bathroom, and I go in. There's no paper. I come back outside. I tell Jaime, there's no paper. What do I do? Jaime's like, I got you. Jaime went. He spoke to somebody, and he paid somebody out for toilet paper, and I was able to go to the restroom.
And this is what annoys me. It's some places.
They charge you.
They charge you,
yeah.
but they like 5 or 10
pesos,
whatever
which
it is.
is like $1 50 cents.
No, not even like 50 cents. But they give you like 5 or 6
like the little
squares.
ones. And it's not bounty. It's like the one that like your fingers like slips through. Yeah,
oh
like the
my
generic
God.
version.
I hope no one held your hand in Mexico.
This is a true story though. It's true.
Oh
it's true. We're gonna let our listener or anybody going with Pantone take wipes. And it's just a tip. It's gonna you're gonna thank us after. Okay. Going back to food, they have cup of noodles. They have the lady.
We're talking about toilet stuff.
I'm more. You know what? I'm like a big public bathroom person. Like I hate them. I hate.
She won't even go to the bathroom in
the
office.
So then you're not. When I went
to,
you detest them.
Yes, I detest them. Like even at stadiums too. I mean, when we went to go see the NLCS. When was it?
2 years ago
in Chicago, I got locked in the stall.
She crawled under.
No, I did not crawl. I waited 5 minutes, even though I'm telling people, hello, I'm locked in here. They're just laughing as they're walking by. I waited 5 minutes for a person that worked there to come, lift the stall door, and help me open it. So I'm like, I hate public bathrooms.
You're petrified.
And now you're telling me I have to bring my own toilet paper?
Back to food.
Yeah, let's go back to food now.
They also sell conchitas. Frijoles. It's like bread. You know the dulce bread? Uh-huh. They sell donuts. Oh, they sell tortas de frijoles. I mean, they sell everything. Okay.
Here's the thing about Mexico, that the reason why it's different is because that type of food to the people in Mexico is not typical. So that's why
they think that's what we like.
Exactly.
Exactly. Gotcha.
But very
can I say right now, I love donuts and churros.
They sell churros.
Okay.
Of course, that's a must there. But since we're talking about food, real quick, right now we mentioned my NY Pizza. I forgot to give their information. If you want to check them out, it's 15034 East Fontana Boulevard in Fontana, 92335. Follow them on Instagram, my NY Pizza, or you can give them a call at 909-427-1869. I mean, he hooked us up with the big pizza. You can check them out, see what all the hype is about. You guys are doing some great things. If you follow Pantone 294 on Instagram, they've been doing a lot of Clipper stuff lately. They went to the Clipper game earlier this week.
Floor seats.
Floor seats and sweet seats.
That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
But here's the thing. You were actually there when Harden crossed.
Oh man, you know what? Let me tell you a story. I'm a Laker fan. Growing up, born and raised, Kobe, Shaq, Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel. I'm a Laker fan. I had never been to a Clipper game. And as a Laker fan, I could sit here and tell you that going to my first Clipper game, it was fun. I had so much fun. The way the Clippers interact with the fans is amazing. I even tweeted it out. I'm a Laker fan, but Clippers know how to take care of their fans.
Alex was like a huge,
I was like a kid.
Little kid. Like, they had these, like, umbrella parachutes coming
and had
from the
money
ceiling.
in them, you know,
and
people
his
like
hands were like straight up trying to reach for
and
them.
I'm only 5'4". I'm trying to jump next to people that are like 6 feet tall. Like,
well, as a Laker fan, I mean, did that hurt that he crossed over Wesley Johnson, who used to be a Laker? What?
It didn't hurt because at the time the Clippers were down. I think it was like 2 minutes left in the first quarter. I might be wrong, but the Clippers only had like 6 points in the first quarter. And when he crossed them over, the whole arena just went crazy. Even Desiree stood up and went, "Oh my god!" It was crazy. It was nasty.
It was just nasty. But fill us in. You guys are doing something crazy with the Clippers. What's going on?
So we are going to be having a Pantone 294 night at Staples Center for the last game, or the last home game. It's going to be the Clippers versus the Lakers. So we will be having details coming out soon. A lot of perks. Should we tell them about the perks right now?
Yeah, sure. You know, let's give them a small hint. Tickets might go on sale Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. The perks would be a co-branded T-shirt. The opportunity for the first 75 people to shake the hands in the fan tunnel.
As the players going to warm up. As the players are going... they're going to have the opportunity to shake the players' hands. We have secured 50 spots on the Clippers side and 25 on the Lakers side.
Yes. And then also we are going to be allowed inside the stadium an hour and a half before the gates open to the public to watch the whole group. To watch the Lakers and the Clippers warm up.
Like shoot around, basically.
Yeah, shoot around on the floor.
Yep.
You're going to want to get these tickets. So this podcast should be up already before Friday. I'm not going to commit myself. But you're going to hear this podcast before Friday. More than likely, the tickets are going to be on sale on Friday. Keep an eye on the social media, Pantone294, Instagram or Twitter. And, of course, the website, Pantone294.com. I haven't even given out our individual socials. Alex is Alex UUR. Desiree is Pretty Bird with 2 T's, 2 Y's, and 2 R's. And myself is Gabe Real Sports, GABEREAL Sports. Very easy to remember that.
Gabe, Desiree lost like 15 followers.
It's so funny. You read my mind right now.
Yeah, no, I poor to log off.
No, actually,
Shut this off. Don't listen to us.
No, actually, I came in today to let you two know that I actually gained followers.
Yeah, that's because you posted like a million selfies. Like, of
course. My God, I do not post selfies.
Go to her Instagram right
I
now.
post like
Let's
one
go.
How many does she
selfie
have?
every
She
like
just said she doesn't post selfies. So let's go.
30.
So we're gonna actually go.
days.
I'm going to Pretty Bird right now.
Oh my gosh.
And the last post is a selfie.
Yes, thank you.
No, okay, but I don't normally post selfies. Like I'll go like months. without
What's her
posting
last
anything.
post on her actual wall?
Her Instagram story is her with the face, like the happy, like the what's it called, the happy faces going across her mouth, and then
Yeah.
another selfie.
Okay, but what's on her
Oh
storyboard?
my God.
Not her story, her actual wall.
What do you mean? Her actual wall. Okay,
It's a selfie.
so the last
I'm just
Her
gonna
last
sit
post.
here
The last post is a
and
selfie.
sip
Yes.
my tea.
out of the last 9 pictures, 3 of them are selfies.
Yeah, at 33% are.
Yes, but in how many months? Like I've
That's
neglected
not the
my
point.
social
I mean,
media.
That's not the
When,
point.
when you
no.
look at the wall, you don't look at it by months. You look at it as
no
a
one
wall.
looks at the dates.
Yeah, no one looks at the
It
dates.
doesn't have dates unless you click on it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so basically that's how you gain followers. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Really? I'm all covered up.
No,
What do
What
you
you want?
like?
We said selfies.
who said you weren't?
We said selfies.
Who said you weren't?
Okay, I don't curse, but I'm about to. Okay, so yeah.
Awesome, guys. So that's the way the cookie crumbled there.
Cookies. I miss cookies.
So keep an eye on the Pantone. The information is going to be going up for the Mexico trip on the where to eat before the game, plus the Clippers and Lakers.
Here's an
Pantone
update.
night.
Update. As soon as we finished the last podcast, as soon as we walked out of the building, tickets sold out.
I don't even think you were. I think you were in the
I think
elevator.
I
when
think
the
we were
tickets
still
were
in the
out.
building. Yeah. So,
And that's one of the things that I mentioned. If you listen to that podcast, I did say towards the end, basically they're sold out, guys. Sorry, by the time you listen to this, they're sold out. It's gone.
sold out.
We put out some questions on our social media to ask us a couple of what do you guys want to hear? And one of the questions that was asked is what do you think about Matt Kemp? I feel like we covered it a little bit, but let's go more into detail about that. We'll start off with Desiree because you're a little bit more vocal about it. What are your thoughts on Matt Kemp?
Oh wow. Okay, so I am not on that Matt
No
Kemp.
pressure. No pressure.
I am not on that Matt Kemp train.
You're not a sucia then?
No. I'm not one of the many women like throwing themselves at him at the moment. No, I it sucks because I have been seeing the players embrace him, and I love everybody.
Uncle Kemp.
Like, yeah, Uncle Kemp, and Kike said that, right?
He said that's his Theo now.
Yeah, that's his Theo now. So, I haven't been on the Matt Kemp train yet. Like, regardless of the fact that the players are embracing him, he's performing, like, amazingly. I'm still salty about his comment regarding the fans. And I loved him so much when he was a Dodger before, and it's like that comment just like tore my heart into pieces. And now that he's back, I'm just like, okay, he's hiding behind all that hair, but I don't know. I'm not on board just yet.
Now, for the people that don't know, the comment that he said about Los Angeles is that Los Angeles is not a baseball town. That's basically what he said. He said that the Dodger fans or Los Angeles, but. I agree with you. That comment is, if you really dwell in it, yes, it's disrespectful, especially because they were there from the beginning supporting him, and it's kind of messed up for him to say something like that. But you kind of have to see it the other way. He's probably he went to the Padres.
Yeah.
At that time.
And I was still rooting for him when he was at the Padres.
Yeah, but the Padres are known to be a rival for the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. You got to make that new fan base happy. I get it.
No.
You shouldn't throw. You should.
No.
Did
Anyone see Granderson when he left? When he left his team and came to the Dodgers? Like, he was so, like...
But Kemp was happy in L.A., in my opinion. He was happy in
he
L.A.
was dating Rihanna. Who wouldn't be?
Right. He was happy.
I'd
You
be happy
go to
too.
San Diego. I mean, I love San Diego, but San Diego is not L.A. The money that... yes, you're going to get contract money because of you being a ball player,
Yes.
but the endorsements and what comes to you outside of the diamond, outside of playing as a baseball player, there's better opportunity and better selection when you're in L.A. because of the Hollywood lights.
Right.
So maybe that's why he's salty, or he was salty.
Maybe.
But that's why you got to be careful. That's why players got to be careful.
Yeah, they have to be careful. I mean, Jansen made a comment last year regarding the fans around the AllStars.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you know, it's like, I know a lot of things could be taken out of context, and he explained himself. Kemp had a great PR response recently. I forget exactly what it was, but it was a great PR response. I'm still not on that train just yet. And I'm really hoping to come around, just because if he keeps performing the way he is, he's going to be a great asset to the team. But I'm still thinking maybe he might be traded. We don't know.
Now, to people that don't know about the Kenley Jansen comment, what he said, he was talking about the fact that the Dodgers were not able to, they're not on TV. And he said, I'll say it loud and clear again. It's the Dodgers fans' fault. That comment, in my opinion, is more disrespectful than Matt Kemp saying that LA is not a Dodger town. And the reason why is because you cannot say that it's the Dodgers fan base fault that we are not on TV. Mm-hmm. When now, maybe you can. Maybe you can say it's the fan base's fault because we keep on selling out the stadium, and the stadium keeps saying, well, there's no point.
Are we going to tank like the Maps? No.
No, but so I don't understand why is it our fault? It's our fault for supporting the team? No. So that's where that one is more hurtful than Kemp saying we're not a baseball team.
You know what, though? There's a little bit of a difference, though, because when we were doing the All-Star thing, like, they specifically brought Kenley Jansen in to see us voting hard.
Okay.
You know, and I think that kind of like changed his opinion. But you know what? Him making that comment may have pushed a lot of fans to sit there and vote. You know, to be like, no, look, I am voting. It is not just me, you know. So I do agree. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Kemp's comments still hurt me. Because I was still rooting for him even when he left the team. I get attached to players, you know, and it's like if they did good on the Dodgers, I wish them the best of luck.
Right.
I mean, had Tolles said that after he left, he's back now.
Right.
You know,
he never left. He was injured.
Well, he was injured.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So, Kenley Jansen saying it's our fault hurts because
no, that's his fault.
Hold on. No, we're gonna put it. So, Kemp saying this is not a baseball town. In a certain way, I agree with him. Why? I'm going to tell you why. L.A., first of all, you got Hollywood. If you think of L.A., the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds is not Dodgers.
No.
It's Hollywood. It's celebrities. It's even the Lakers before you talk about Dodgers.
It depends on what part of town you're talking about.
But for the most part, I mean, it's not going to be Dodgers across the board, no matter who you ask. But if you go to Milwaukee, or if you go to, I don't know, what's another nice baseball town that we can really, see? Cleveland, probably. No, LeBron James is there.
Colorado?
Maybe Colorado. No, because you got the Broncos there.
The
Broncos is going to take over there. But that's my point is a bunch of other cities in the country, all you have is baseball. Or all you have is football. Wisconsin, Green Bay. All you have is Green Bay. You have nothing else. Even the high school football games, they shut down the whole city to go enjoy the game. In LA, you have options. That's one of the things. That's one of my knock against the fan base, and that's why I'm always I get very rowdy when it comes to this subject. I went to a Laker game. I had pretty good seats, right in the middle of half court, not courtside. But I was not all
the 400s.
I think it was lower than that. No,
there's no 400s.
No, there's no 400s. Look, I was about to say that because 300s is the top.
Yeah.
But I had good seats in the center. I did show up a little late because my drive from the Inland Empire to show up to Staples Center. I showed up in the middle.
That must have been killer.
I showed up in the middle of the first quarter. Mm-hmm. There was a couple in front of me.
Typical LA guy.
And yes, I did fit. I did fit under the typical LA guy. There was a couple in front of me who all they did the entire time was just make out, kiss.
God.
Kobe Bryant was playing. It wasn't during the time that he was injured. He was balling out. He actually had a pretty good game. It was against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The couple left right before halftime and then never came back.
What if they got upgraded?
No.
How do you know? We just went to a Clipper game 2 days ago. We had sweet tickets, and then we got upgraded to the 100s.
Maybe the guy got upgraded to go to a nice little suite with the honey that he had next to him.
Yeah.
But
you never know. You never know.
I mean, but see,
I never saw an usher go up to him.
But see, I think that's the difference because for me, Dodger fans are so like into the game, into the Dodgers, into their city. I mean, I don't think you could compare yourself like to a Laker fan base that show up at the games. Like those tickets are expensive. Like the Dodger fans versus Laker fans. I'm a hardcore Laker fan, but I feel more passion towards the Dodgers.
We got to figure out a way to have a good poll and to figure out when you think about LA, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah.
Maybe doing that poll on our listeners might not be the best. Might not give us it's going to be a biased answer.
Everyone's going to say
Dodgers.
Yeah.
But we got to figure out a way because honestly, that's what happens. You got the beach.
Yeah.
You got Disneyland. You got options in LA, and that's the beauty of living in Southern California. You don't have to just go to a Dodger game to enjoy a Friday night or enjoy a Tuesday night. So I think that's where the comment came from Matt Kemp.
But
Kenley
he went
Jansen,
to the Padres.
Right. Well, but it's not his. It wasn't him.
No,
he didn't decide to sign with the
Padres.
Padres.
But where does that kind of comment come from? Like you're saying
that because he was probably salty.
Yeah, but you're saying that the Padres fan base is more of a Dodger town than the Los Angeles fan base.
I blame. You know who I blame?
Our second home.
I blame all the transplants. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
When the Cubs play in town, there's a bunch of Cubs fans at Dodger Stadium, and it's not because they're Cubs fans. They're people who used to live in Chicago. And because it's so cold, they decided that LA has a better weather. So now they
live in California.
And because of then we have traffic.
Right.
And then you have the...
Oh, so Alex just blamed traffic on them?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the truth. What happens during the holidays? You get to work in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's very true, actually.
It's true. And it's not just Chicago. We're talking about the Yankee fans. People who live in Minnesota.
The Giants fans.
Doesn't want to come to LA.
I feel like now people let bygones be bygones, but let's put up a poll. Which comment hurts the most? Kemp saying LA is not a Dodger town, or Kenley Jansen saying that the reason why we cannot watch the Dodgers on TV right now is because it's the fans' fault.
Let's add another one. Or Desiree calling her followers
or Desiree calling her.
My God.
Honestly, I think we should just put that one out because people are offended by that one already.
Look, guys, if you would like to be part of the Pantone 294 podcast, please contact me because I'm about to replace these two.
2-1.
Make sure you follow our social media accounts, Pantone294.com, across the board. With more information is coming up, just so much coming up. Stick around right now. We're going to be interviewing Rene Garcia. It's coming up next. You're listening to the Pantone 294 podcast right here on either Apple or Spreaker or whatever you're listening. We appreciate you listening so much. Just stick around, and that's coming up next. Okay, so this was brought to my attention by Alex. You wanted me to start this because this song is in your head right now. Explain to me what's going on.
You know what? I have a follower. I follow somebody. I follow a friend, and her daughters were sick. You know, and for she wanted to cheer her daughters on, so she started playing the Scooby Doo song, Papa. And you know what? It's been in my head for the past 2 days.
And you're rapping it? What?
It's like I'm driving, I'm walking, I'm taking a shower, I'm eating, and it's like Scooby Doo and Scooby Doo, bum bum, and it's just stuck in my head.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because I can see why that's in your head. But you know, that kind of brings something to my memory. You know, a good friend of mine, you know, he can rap a little bit. I'm gonna play a little bit for you.
My grandmother didn't speak a lick of English. She knew the words to Lottie Dottie. When that song came on the radio in the car, the entire car was singing it. Just Lottie, Lottie, Lottie Dottie, we likes to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. We're just the man that's on the mic. And when we rock up on the mic, we rock the mic.
That gentleman right there with the bars, It's my good friend, comedian. You can catch him. I mean, he's been all over the place. He's been on Comedy Central. Back when MTV3 was a thing, you were able to see him on there as well. Funniest Funny, CBS, Mundos. It goes on and on. It's my good friend, Rene Garcia. You can follow him on Instagram at It's Rene Garcia, Rene Garcia. Brother, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining us today on the Pantone 24 podcast.
My man, how is it going today, my brother? How are you guys?
We're good, brother. We're good. So, you want to finish that rap?
I think anybody can finish that rap, actually, saying the truth. I don't care what era you're from.
Desiree's actually she's a walking beatbox jukebox.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I think one day you're gonna have to have a little sing off with Desiree. The myth goes, or it's been told, that if you get in a car with Desiree, you're gonna be basically doing The Voice meets American Idol meets The Four all into one.
Oh my God!
And it could be a 5-minute drive, bro, and all of that will be covered. All of that will be covered.
You forgot the X Factor.
Oh my God! She does her American Idol audition every single time.
Yes, everything but the judges are there, so it's perfect.
Oh no, we'll be the judge of that. Don't worry about that.
Brother, the reason why I wanted to have you on today is because we love the Dodgers here, and we know how much you loved the Dodgers as well last fall. Now, I really don't know why we opened up this gate to you, because you we're just gonna say it. We're just gonna go out there and just put it out there. You are a
video content.
You're a what's the proper word here? You're the villain right now.
You're a traitor.
Yeah.
Yes. Technically.
You're the villain right now. You're a Houston lover, and you were very happy last year when the Astros won that.
Well, I'm a Houston lover because, as everybody knows, really, my background. I was born and raised in San Antonio, but I lived in Houston for a very long time, and I was a diehard Astros fan since the time I started watching baseball. So ever since I moved here, though, I would always root for the home team, whether it was the Dodgers or, maybe not so much the Angels, but, you root for the home team. You just kind of come to a place and you adopt, and adapt to a lot of the things that are going on in the city that you're living in. But when these playoffs started, I said the worst scenario is going to be Dodgers-Astros in the World Series, because I would have to root for the Astros. There's no other way. And I know Dodger fans are probably cursing me right now.
All I heard was this, bro, right now when you open your mouth. That's just so you know.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Rene. What's next, Gabe?
Yeah. All right. Deltone.
Well, I was a little worried having you on.
No, I'm kidding.
I actually thought I was like, no!
I told you I got the worst service ever. You would think as much as I work.
Right. All right, brother. So, take us through. Where were you, Game 7?
Really? We have to go to Game 7?
Well, let's start with Game 5. Probably the best World Series game ever.
That was an awesome game, but I just want to know where he was screaming like a little girl. That's basically where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I was at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood, and they had the game on the big screen, and all of these Dodger fans were there. And I'm telling you, I was trying to control myself, and it was very, very difficult because the one thing I didn't want to do was walk out of that comedy club and get stabbed by the 17 cholos that were in there.
Look, Dodger fans are not like that. Like that, no.
I know.
Typical stereotype.
Yeah, there you go, stereotyping us.
No, I swear, but these Dodger fans were highly upset. Now, the problem is that we had a comedy show right after that, so everybody's pissed off. And I think I was the only one that was happy in the whole entire building. But, I mean, I was like, this is the worst time to have a comedy show. The Dodgers just lost Game 7 of the World Series.
To bring back to the question that Alex brought up earlier, Game 5. Game 5 was probably one of the best baseball games I have ever seen. Unfortunately, it did not go our way. But Game 5...
But I would agree.
It's by far one of the best games in general. If you're a baseball fan, that's the must game. It's kind of watching Barrera versus Morales.
Yeah.
That first fight is just all out war. It was literally a boxing match on the diamond.
Put it this way: we were at the stadium and there's an earthquake. The seats, the floor was shaking, and we're on the nosebleeds. It was shaking.
I know.
It was crazy.
It was amazing.
I can't imagine like what the experience was at that game.
Draining.
But
roller coaster.
Watching if the way I felt watching it on television was any remotely near what you guys were feeling because you were there, it doesn't even count. It doesn't even get to that level because I mean it was amazing watching it on TV. I can't imagine what it was like you guys actually being there. And the fact that you guys lost. So.
you had to throw that in there, didn't you, right there?
If you could see Alex's face right now.
I'm ready for the next segment. I'm not ready to talk Dodgers.
The last question I'm bringing up Dodgers, bro, and you've been covering a little bit more sports, which we're going to get into that right now. You're doing a podcast now. You've been doing a podcast, actually, on NASCAR called No Breaks, No Turns?
It's called All Turns.
All Turns, No Breaks. There you go.
Right.
It is all NASCAR, and you can follow it on Spotify and so forth. We'll put out the links for that. But my last question is: just recently you met Altuve. It's on your Instagram. You can follow my man. It's Rene Garcia. It's Rene Rene Garcia. But Altuve does not look like Altuve. Is that really him?
It was him. To be honest with you, we were both
happy.
A little.
We just leave it at that. Were you happy?
Yeah, but we were just having a good time, and it was just such a coincidence that I ran into the guy. And I'll be honest with you, it was one of the best moments of my life, actually, to tell you the truth, other than the Astros actually winning the World Series in Dodger Stadium, Game 7.
I'm sorry.
Can we beep that out? Can we beep it out?
In case you're listening, we are on the Pantone 294 podcast. You have not subscribed to a Houston
Astro.
And he just gave away his social media. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I know.
I mean, you have so many people going on rewind.
Like,
20 seconds. What's his Instagram?
I know. But anyway, so it was just amazing meeting the guy. And the fact that he was just as tall as I was. I'm literally
5'3"? 5'2"?
Yeah, well, no, I'm a little taller than that, Gabe. So. But, you know, what makes him that much more amazing is the fact that he's that tall and the accomplishments that this guy has done in the major leagues it's unbelievable. I mean, as a sports fan, you got to look at that and go, holy cow. You know, how does a small guy like that just accomplish so much?
You know what? I think about that every time I see the Dodgers. They have accomplished so much.
You're right, but not just as much.
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because you fanned out, and we're not going to use the term that he used, but he basically said, why are you fanning out that much? You know, like, and it was a derogatory term in Spanish of endearment in a way too. I mean, he was tossing them back and forth. Yeah, I had a good time with you, but that's very cool. Did you get anything signed by him? Did you get a hug at least? Did he spank you on the butt?
Brother, yeah. We shook hands, we hugged, we had a laugh, and then we patted each other on the butt as they normally do in the major leagues.
How's his squatting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to touch Altuve's butt.
There you go. And you haven't washed your hands since.
Of course not. My hands has not been washed in 2 weeks.
You're listening to the Pantone
Astro
294.
fans are dirty.
Yeah, they are. This is proof. Sucio. Listening to the Pantone 294 podcast.
Yeah, it was a good thing I did it with my left hand because I'm right-handed. So it's okay.
Joining us on the phone right now, we have a comedian and a podcaster, Rene Garcia, who just recently also covered the Canelo Triple G fight. And there's a picture of you giving Canelo a burger. Are you the one responsible for the performance enhancement that was found in Canelo?
I plead the fifth.
How was that experience, man?
I plead the fifth. No, but that definitely wasn't me. I don't know where he got that burger, but apparently he got it from Mexico.
Right. So he says, I got mixed feelings about that right now. But how was that? How was that covering the fight or the presser?
You know what? That press conference was actually really, really good. It was actually one of the better events that I've covered in my entire career of covering sports and covering anything in general. It was absolutely amazing at how the production of these things have gotten, and I can't begin to tell you what an honor it was to actually be there, meet Canelo, his team, Triple G, his team, and the fact that we got to be able to have a chat, a picture, and a small interview with Triple G and his team was absolutely one of the highlights of my life, really, and my career.
I've covered a couple of press conferences before, and you're right. But I feel like this magnitude of a production is for a Canelo fight. He's gotten the last press conference I've covered of Canelo was when he fought against Perro Angulo. And it wasn't this bad or this crazy. It was during the day, right next to the library in Long Beach. Angulo cut his hair. That was the highlight of the day, that he cut his hair for charity. But now these are the Canelo pressers are going on at LA Live. They're going on at 5 p.m. and you got this craziness of media and people and so forth. And that's the reason why I'm not too thrilled about what's going on right now with the with the performance enhancement, because if it was any other fighter, they would have postponed it. Look at Luis Ortiz that just fought Wilder. He was suspended for a whole year because of the performance enhancement. But you got Canelo that got caught with this, and right away they're putting it a slap on the hand, saying, "Oh, it was meat," and I feel like they're not doing much investigating to it. Who did you have? Who did you think won the first one? We'll start it here, Alex, and then we'll go Alex, Desiree, and then Rene. The first fight, who did you guys have? Canelo versus Triple G.
Triple G.
Triple G. Same here. What about you?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch? What about you, Rene?
Desiree, I don't even think that you didn't even need to watch the fight to know that I think Triple G won that fight.
Right, and that's my point. Is a lot of people are saying that Triple G won that first fight, and Canelo now is he really doing something to be able to give him a better fight in May? I mean, that's the way I see it.
Well, they can do and say things, however it's going to be. And people always have their opinions about what happened and what should have happened or whatnot. But the point is that, and then, you know what? And I know over the years, and like I said, I don't cover boxing as much as I do NASCAR, but I know just from as a fan of boxing, and you guys probably know this, boxing has gotten a very bad rap over the years because of the BS that goes on with decisions or who should have won or that they thought should have won. But the point is that this fight, hopefully, if it still goes on, and I'm sure that it probably will. I think Triple G, just from meeting them two in person and talking to them and listening to them, I'm going to be honest with you. I would put my money on Triple G again. I guarantee you. I'm telling you, just from listening to both sides and both camps, I have a good feeling that Triple G is going to come out on top. There will be no question.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. It's going to happen May 5th. Now that day is the day of the Pantone. They're going to be in Mexico, where the Dodgers are going to be playing the Padres in Monterrey. I'm not going to say Monterrey like I did last time. It's going to be Monterrey.
Are they playing over there?
Say it again.
Are they playing over there?
Yeah, the Dodgers are playing in Mexico.
Okay, make sure to tell them don't eat any meat before the game. Because tell them to eat the chicken.
Yeah.
Wait, what's wrong with the chicken?
No, because of the steroids.
No, he's talking about the Dodger players, not us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no, wait. If they're not going to eat it, I don't want to eat it.
Somebody update Desiree.
Brother, fill us in on your NASCAR podcast. I have a giveaway right now. The giveaway is a family 4-pack to NASCAR at the Fontana Speedway on March 17th. So give me a call now. I'm going to take caller 15 at 888-9163. That's 888-888-9163. It is my station's constant line, so when you hear that, it's okay. You can leave a message. I'm going to take caller 15, and you get yourself a family 4-pack. Check out NASCAR. All right, good luck. And Rene, so tell me a little bit about your NASCAR podcast.
Oh yeah. When you come in and listen to our podcast, it's really basically it's all things NASCAR, and we basically talk about just how the race went, things that happened in the race. And if you know anything about NASCAR, you kind of would understand what we talk about. But if you don't, even if you're just a casual fan, what we basically do is we kind of give you a breakdown of the race and what city it was in. And most of the time, if we're there, we can give you a hands-on video pictures that we post on our social media, and we give the audience and we give our listeners a first-hand look in the pits, in the garages for pre-inspection, post-inspection, during the race, before the race, after the race. And we provide me and my partner who I do the podcast with, we provide pictures and video of everything during the race so that you get a first-hand look of what it's like to be technically almost a NASCAR driver or a crew member. And it is an amazing experience. So that's what we do, and that's what we try to provide to our listeners with our podcast.
Very cool.
So
now you can check out the podcast. You can check out the podcast on Spotify. Where else do you have it at?
Yes, you can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, Stitcher, and I believe you can find us on what are the iTunes thing? I think it's Google Play. It's Google Podcasts. Basically, it's not iTunes anymore. It's Google Podcasts.
And it's called All Turns No Breaks.
It's called All Turns No Breaks. We do have a social media as well. You can find us across the board on Twitter and Instagram at Turns No Breaks. It's at Turns No Breaks.
Awesome, brother. And your comedy, I mean, it sounds like you're doing too much sports now. Are you leaving the comedy behind?
No. I definitely won't do that. There's always time to make fun of people and make fun of things in this world, so that will never end. But it keeps me busy, and I will always love the stage. There's no reason why I should ever think about stopping doing that. So if I'm ever in your city, please look me up. I do travel not only for the NASCAR podcast, but I travel for my career in doing stand-up. And if I'm ever in your city, please come by and check me out.
Rene Garcia, awesome. You can follow him on Instagram. It's Rene Garcia, coming to a city near you. And, you're the villain of the podcast, so I hope your Astros don't do as great this year, which I really don't think they are. But I
knew that was coming. I knew this phone call was not going to end without you throwing in there that's something about Astros bashing.
Well, we got to. I mean, it's just...
Of course.
we made it to the World Series with I feel like without an issue, and you guys were one win away from either winning or making it to the World Series or actually losing to another hated team, the Yankees, because the Yankees were one win away, and you guys just barely slid by.
I was actually hoping for a Yankee-Dodger World Series.
I think the whole country was.
Well, Desiree, I'm sure every LA fan was wishing for a Dodger Yankees. You know what? By the way, guys, just on a personal note, we should literally get together and either go watch a baseball game together, or if we can ever get caught up and go to a NASCAR race there in Fontana, let's do one of the two. I would love to hang out with you guys for a while.
That would be really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I like to do my Dodger bashing in person.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But here's the thing.
Well, I'm out.
Well, you can come and we'll bring 200 of our friends.
You're gonna bring 200 cholos? Okay, all right.
we roll deep.
Did he just say cholo? Like, I can't even say the word. Like.
We roll deeper than the president, brother. Just so you know. But here's the thing. I refuse to hang out with Rene. Here's the reason why. The reason why how I met Rene is I started doing some promoting for comedy shows about 12, 13 years ago at this one spot called Hollow's Bar in Anaheim, which is how I met Rene because he will be the comic there. I mean, I'm taking it old school, bro.
That is old school.
And I came across a picture of back in the day, and you could tell I'm a young kid. Now, you can tell I'm old. You look the same.
He's 35, that's why.
This dude looks the same, though. He looks the same from back then to now. Like, what are you drinking? I mean, is it because, like, what is it? Is it because you're not growing? Is that?
No.
Do I have to be a short person, like a 5'2" person, to look young? What is it?
No, you know what the secret is? Eat the meat in Mexico. It does wonders.
Rene Garcia, keep an eye on him. Follow him on Instagram. It's Rene Garcia, and go Dodgers, bro. That's it. I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, brother, it's okay. I love you guys, man, and I hope I get to see you guys soon.
Yeah, brother, for sure. Yeah? We'll definitely do it, and let us know on your next comedy gig.
You got it, brother.
Guys, do you guys have any finishing thoughts?
No, I'm good. I'm ready for that pizza.
Ready for that pizza?
We're ready to tear that pizza
Let's go chow down once again. Thanks again to My NY Pizza from Fontana. Please make sure you visit my man. He's in Fontana. If you are in the Inland Empire and you're familiar with Route 66, he is right off of Foothill, next to the Fontana DNV. Once again, the address is 15034 East Fontana Boulevard. That's Fontana, California, 92335. Give him a call at 909-427-1869 or follow him on Instagram at MyNYPizza. And make sure that when you go, you say that Pantone 294 sent you.
I got one last request.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been trying to keep the stats on our podcast to see how many people listen to our podcast. Right. So I want to do a giveaway. Aside from the 4 tickets for NASCAR.
Boom! More stuff.
Let's do a giveaway. I will make sure that we send a care package. If you are still listening to this podcast, send us an email, send us a DM. We will make sure we add you to a drawing, and we're going to select one winner. And I'm going to make sure you get an awesome care package. Well,
I feel like that's a little complicated with the email. Let's do it on the social media. We're going to post a picture, and you have to comment and tag 2 friends and let us know that you're listening to this podcast, and through where? Either Spreaker or Apple. I think that's going to be easier for them to just comment.
But then people can just comment without listening.
Yeah, we're trying to see. Yeah. They need to hear this.
We want to make sure they're staying to the end. To the end.
See, you could only enter if you're listening.
Where are they going to email?
Contact at Pantone294.com.
Boom. So that's what it's going to be. If you want to get a care package, enter by emailing contact at Pantone294. Now, what do you want them to say?
On the subject, all I need is I stayed till the end.
Follow directions. If you do not put I stayed till the end, you're not going to win.
TI_LL.
What?
Just kidding.
That's complicated as hell.
I had no idea what he was trying to spell right now.
He's hungry. All right. Contact at Pantone294.com. Subject line, I stayed till the end. And then just write a bunch of stuff, whether you like the podcast, whether you hate the podcast, whether you love Matt Kemp or hate whatever. Just whatever you want to put, but it's very important. Subject line, I stayed to the end. Till next time, thanks again for listening to the Pantone 294 podcast. For Desiree, Alex, and myself, enjoy the rest of the week.
Peace.
Bye.